that piece should sit in there, something like that roughly. I'll have to mark the center on that cross section there, and then I can put a temporary screw in the front there, and I'll just have to pull this up to kind of match how I've got the other one sitting. They're just a little bit out front of being flush. So now we're fastening center supports. I just put a couple bolts in the two on the front, 2 on the aft. .63 1/8 right to that bend there. That's going to be my bottom piece. So I'm going to go 63 1/4. That'll allow some leeway. I measured the other side already, and I'm right there. So 63 1/4 will give me an 1/8 inch over, which might sound like a lot, but that's only a 1/16 on the front and a 1/16 on the back. And I paired it up with my angle finder to get the angle that I'm going to need. Take my angle finder, and then I will just adjust my blade on my circular saw accordingly. I drilled my holes every 5 inches from the front back, about 3/4 of an inch in. That should put me in the board. Measured across where my cross braces go for the cabin. I've got all my holes drilled into the plywood here. So the idea is I'm going to put glue down underneath the plywood on all the mating surfaces. And then I'll get it squared up, pressed down with the clamps. And then I'll go ahead and go just a little bit more of a little more depth. Go a little deeper with the drill bit. I'm going to use my number 6 screws on this. So as long as I get all that done in about half an hour, the glue won't really set up by then. So I'm going to have to work fast, so I've got everything out that I need out. And probably get everything mocked up and clamped up first before I put the glue down, just make sure I don't have any problems. Make sure all my edges are lining up. I just got the 2 corner screws kind of holding it aligned right now. I'll pop those off, put this side up, glue everything on this side, set it back gently, put this screw in place, almost using it as a dowel. Do the same on the other side, and then I'll start screwing in from the front, down the center, then out the sides, and from the center out, both ways, and back down the sides. Onto the transom. I'm going to double it up. I was going to go with 3/4 inch ply, and I cut this originally for it. Then I decided that I wanted solid pine because I'd seen a bunch of information saying that a lot of guys were using just a couple sheets glued together, solid wood. What I'm going to do, I have the room. Obviously I have these sitting on a 2x4. 1.5 inch transom I think would be a nice beefy transom for me. So what I'm going to do, that way the 3/4 inch ply doesn't go to waste, is I'm just going to double it up and I'll glue the 3/4 inch ply on top of this. So tonight I screwed and glued the transom pieces together. I got a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, and then I used some 3/4 pine boards. I've got my marks. I'm going to have to cut my transom down in order to get my 15 inch measurement for my outboard. But you hear a short shaft and long shaft. My motor's a short shaft, which means I've got 15 inches from where my motor is going to clamp on down to the water line. And so right now I'm sitting somewhere in the 18.5 range. So I cut off 3.5, and with the angle the transom sits, that'll put me right at about just a little bit deeper than the motor will sit down a little bit deeper than the bottom of the boat. With this, I'm going to use a hole saw in this corner and cut out a circle so I get a nice rounded edge. So I have a nice radius on my cut, it won't be jagged here.